welcome back to CBO-TV. Today, I'm here with former Major League player Devon Whyte. Devon, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing, Tyler?
I'm great. So let's just get into the interview. Let's start it up. So first question, you're from Kingston, Jamaica. How was your childhood growing up there in Jamaica? And just give us a background on that.
Okay. I'm an older guy now, so I don't remember a lot about, my childhood in Jamaica, but I left Kingston, Jamaica when I was 9 years old. I went to New York City, and that's where I started playing baseball and basketball and all the sports there was. But, in just remember in Jamaica, we're known for track, so we ran a lot, and soccer, and the other sport that's, dying sport that a lot of people don't know about in North America is cricket, which is, the hand-eye coordination, and that's how I got it. I used to play a lot of cricket.
So how was the adjustment moving from Jamaica to the United States?
Well, at a young age, you make that quick adjustment, when you're very young. So I said I gravitated and learned a lot of things in a hurry because like I said, I was 9 years old in, elementary school still. So it was pretty, easy, change for me.
Okay. And so as you mentioned, coming to the United States and playing all these sports like basketball and baseball, what attracted you to baseball, and how old were you whenever you joined your first baseball team?
What attracted me, well, athletics, of course. I was always in sports when I was in Jamaica. So when I came over, I, start watching basketball, watching the kids on the playing ground play basketball. And because when I came over, it was in December. So was in the gym a lot with those guys. And the summer came around, noticed that a lot of the basketball players weren't playing basketball because it was too hot. So it, became baseball. And, the neighborhood I grew up in Washington Heights, which is upper part of Harlem, I grew up with a lot of Dominicans and Black guys, and I gravitated to the Dominicans and Puerto Rican guys, and that's how I started playing baseball. And the second part of the question is I didn't start playing organized sport till I was probably 12 and a half. One of my buddies that I played baseball, we used to just play pickup baseball, and they were like, "You're good enough to come and play on this team. You should come." And I'm like, "No, I don't really want to come." And I went out to see a practice, and one of the coaches asked me, they were a man short, of course, and asked me to go out and play the infield. And he was like, "Man, you're pretty good. You should come play with us." And and it's funny, I was like, "Well, I don't have the money to play." And, as most inner city kids, they don't have the means to get to the location and to pay for, all of this. So basically that's how I started.
Okay. So moving on from that, take us on your journey to professional baseball. How'd you get there and things like that?
Well, starting from, like I said, that summer playing on that little league team and became very good at it at an early age. Went into high school and made the freshman team. Actually, I made the varsity team as a freshman, and that first year I was honorable mention in the Tri-City in New York City. Basically, you have different levels of, I don't want to say MVPs. It's like honorable mention, All-American kind of stuff. And I was honorable mention, and that was my freshman year. And my sophomore year, pretty much, I was, all city, they call it, all city, my sophomore, junior, and senior year. And then I was drafted, of course, my senior year with the California Angels in the 6th round of the 1981 draft. And, my career took off after that.
Right. So where were you when you got the call to the big leagues, and how did they break it to you? Pretty much just give us that first phone call, that telephone call, like the basis of it.
Well, it's nothing like it is now. It's so televised and everything like that. It's nothing like it is now. I think I was more motivated when I got the call from when I was in Double A,
Okay.
and I got called up to Triple A, and then when I was in Triple A for the end of the year, I think it was like '84. Yeah, it was '84. Um, I was called up to the big leagues. That I was going to the big league team. So just playing in three locations, you might say, in 1 year. I started in Double A, went to Triple A, and then went to the big leagues. And so, that was a head spinner, you might say. So when you get that call that you're going to Triple A, you're motivated. And then, young black kid coming from New York City, you know, getting to the big leagues, in 3.5, 4 years, that's, to me, is just like, wow, I was in New York City watching Reggie Jackson, Willie Randolph, and all of the Yankee players, the New York Mets guys, I'm sad that, Tom Seaver passed away today, but those guys pitching, and during my course of my career, I got to play against them and face them. So, it was very exciting.
So you won Gold Gloves, you were an All-Star, and you won a World Series with the Marlins. So what are some of your fondest moments of your playing career?
Well, my most fondness, of course, is getting to the big leagues, what I did, and being able to establish myself and play for as long as I did. But I have to say, establishing myself as a I would say one of the best center fielder there was, in the 80s and 90s, and also back-to-back World Series winner with the Toronto Blue Jays, and then came down to Florida 2 years later, and well, not 2 years later, a couple more years later, and won the World Series there. I think that within itself was, I don't think anything can surpass that. You might say, my personal, actually, as far as winning Gold Glove and stuff like that, it's just great. I love it, but just being able to win a World Series is not everyone in the major league that made it to the major league can say, I was on 3 World Series teams.
Right. That's great.
And won. That's the thing about it. I was on 3 of them, and we won.
Right. That's awesome. So transitioning from a player to the end of your career and becoming a coach. So how was that transitional period, and how have you liked the role from player to coach?
Well, I was always a guy that my parents kind of groomed me and taught me the right way. You see the same people on the way up as you will see them on the way down, and I treated everyone very well, and never even thought about being a coach when I was playing. I don't think any players at this point, early in their career, think about that. But the transition, it was pretty easy for me, because at the end of my career, it seems like I was coaching a lot. I was, telling the younger guys what to do and everything like that, and how to do it, and how to, take the game in stride. So that became very easy for me when I became a coach. It's just that transition. As far as the player of today, it's been a little bit different.
Okay, so now that we've got your history, got a little background, so let's talk about baseball in Jamaica. I know you've been active in the Jamaican community, so kind of just describe how baseball in Jamaica is today.
Well, from the last, I would say for the last 6, 7 years, I've been going down and working with players. I've been, using my own funds to take T-shirts, shorts, hats, bats, all those equipment I have. I would take them down. So I did it 2 years in a row, and it's very hard. It's grassroots. It's very hard, and down there it's basketball is picking up now, but it's soccer and cricket, you might say, but mostly soccer. So a lot of the kids, if they see baseball and know about baseball, is because they've been back and forth to the U.S. or they see it on TV and want to try. The disappointing thing is that is not too many fields. I haven't seen one diamond in Jamaica, and I've been pretty much to the most part of Jamaica, the island, but not to say there isn't a diamond there, but from where I've been to in Kingston and some other places, I haven't seen a diamond. So we just been playing on like open field and creating our own base path and things like that. But I see a lot of athletic potential, but in order to be better, they have to play every day. And, you know, and that's the thing we try to incorporate it and put it in the school system, but it's so tough because you don't have anyone down there that really know how to coach the game and know the game. So it's been very difficult.
Right. And you say you've gone there a lot and you've been working with them. Do you have any plans to maybe establish facilities or fields where they can have a more permanent place to play?
Well, it's like I said, it's pretty tough, you know, with the government. It's pretty tough. I've used up most of my savings, my funds to do that. So, you know, you get to a point that you said, hey, you know, you got to back off, you know, and try to get donations to do that. But right now, I think you have to be there year round for these kids because for the most part, they look at us, we come, we practice, and we will practice for maybe a week, and they don't see us again till the next year. So, you know, to their benefit is that they don't see us enough because we don't have the facility, we don't have the funds to continue to do that and carry the sport on, you know, year round.
Right. So the Caribbean Baseball Organization hosts the World Comes to the Palm Beaches International Baseball Tournament and has had a Jamaican team, and you assisted with getting 4 players from Jamaica to come to the U.S. and attend in 2018. What was that like with you and the players coming to that event?
I think it was an eye-opener for them. They were very excited. They got to meet other kids, other baseball players, and I think even if today they don't play another game, I think that is a big motivation for them to show them that they can, you know, do what they want to do in life. You know, unfortunately, they have to go back, of course, you know, with their family, and it's not enough organized sport down there, baseball sports, for them to continue their ability. But I did see some of them up in West Palm Beach a couple of years ago, and unfortunately, last couple of years I haven't been able to go down because I've been coaching with the AAA Toronto Blue Jays for the last 4 years.
So, do you think players in Jamaica will have another opportunity to come and play in the future, or what do you think about that?
I think they are. I think you know, with what's going on with the pandemic this year, it's going to be tough, and I don't think that's going to happen. But in the past, it's been very exciting because you have Jamaican American that lives here, and their kids are playing. So you know, it's a good thing, and if they can continue to do that and form a team in Jamaica to come up every year and play, I think that's within itself, it's a big step.
Right. That's amazing. So once again, Devon, thank you for taking time out of your day and coming and do this interview with us here. And shout out to our sponsor of this video, Fielder's Choice. Fielder's Choice is a one-stop shop for all your baseball, softball, and t-ball equipment needs. Support family-owned businesses by visiting Fieldersnet, Fielders.net. So Devon, thank you once again for taking time out of your day and being here with us to do this interview. It was an honor speaking with you. Just thank you for being here.
Hey, not a problem. Anytime, you know, you guys need something, just, you know, reach out and I'll do the best that I can.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great.
I'm Gifting Gope, Major League Baseball player. Please support international baseball by subscribing to CBO-TV.